Good afternoon, my dolly friends. It's Gina. Welcome to Little Midwest Reborns and Dolls. I have no makeup on today. I had a busy day with my mother this morning. We did have a good visit. My dad got to take care of everything he needed to take care of. And today is Whatever I Want Monday, which is brought to us by Dee over at the Baby Patch. So what I am doing is I am going to be changing one of my sweet babies, and I just thought we'd do a little chat and maybe a little bit of Gina's world. So while I tell you what's going on, I want to change my baby. So perhaps rather than looking at my face, you would prefer to see the baby. So let's try that. Excuse me. I hope it doesn't upset you. I'm sure the camera is going to make noise when I adjust it so that you can see the baby. Okay, here we go. Let's see. And now you can see my precious Sterling Alexander. And Sterling is the Elijah sculpt. Mommy's going to take your teddy for just a moment. Sterling is the Elijah sculpt by Joanna Kasmerzak. And he is kind of a larger preemie, small newborn kind of. Some clothing I find that preemie fit him well, and other brands I find that he can wear a newborn, but it has to be kind of a smaller newborn. So it's just kind of trial and error. So yeah, like this is a Carter's preemie, and it fits him really well. And I think part of the reason it fits him so well is because it is also footless. But I think that if I had Sterling in a like a preemie little me, it would fit him okay, because those run a little bit big, and I think he would fit into it quite nicely. Is Mommy throwing you all around? Yes, Mommy, you're throwing me all around. Look what you did to my leg, Mommy. You broke it in 17 places. No, I didn't break it in 17 places. Only 16. Okay, but I can't count because remember, I really can't even talk yet. Oh, that's right. I forgot, Sterling. Anyway, I'm going to put him in this, and this does say newborn on it. This is a koala baby newborn. It's a little bit warm today. It's like 68. So for right now, I'm just going to leave his little white socks on, and I'm going to put him in a long sleeve, just little onesie. And it's got a gray background and then various colorful dinosaurs on it. Navy blue, teal, kind of a lime green, and it's got little white stripes, horizontal stripes on it. And it's just a little long sleeved. Like I said, it's koala baby onesie. And I just thought Sterling would look absolutely darling wearing it. I figured with the socks on and the long sleeves, he would be comfortable. And yeah, I figured I would just do a little changing and a little chatting. So what's new with me? Well, my dad got a new bridge for his teeth. My mom and I did chat a little bit. She was confused as always because of her whatever form of dementia that she does have. I don't know if she actually has Alzheimer's or if she has some other form. We'll never know. She was never really diagnosed by a doctor, but now if she tried to pass any type of memory test, she can't. So there's something going on, but and then to be really honest, the only way they really truly know which type of memory loss you're suffering from, I mean, they can guess pretty well from tests, the medical profession can, but generally speaking, in order for them to really know what's going on with you, you need an autopsy done on your brain after you've passed, and then they can tell you exactly what you had. So at the most part, most of the time, it's really an educated, I think sometimes a very good educated guess. But at any rate, so I hope you don't find this offensive. I'm going to tell this joke, and I mean, my own mother suffers from Alzheimer's, and she also has a myriad of other illnesses, and this has actually happened to her before. So anyway, I find it humorous, and I deal with people that have some type of dementia every day. So, yeah, I'm poking a little fun, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my sense of humor. If any of you find this offensive, I am sorry. Do remember this is an adult channel. It is not for children. And so I'm talking about adult subjects here because we are all adult doll collectors and we collect some sort of doll. So anyway, here's my joke, guys. What is the worst combination of illnesses to have? Alzheimer's and diarrhea. You're running somewhere, but you don't know where. I'm sorry. I find that funny, and my mom has actually been in that situation. So it makes me laugh even more because we've dealt with it. But at any rate, I have Sterling completely changed now, guys. You want to see him? He is holding his little bear, but look at him. He's got his dark blue dinosaurs on. He's got a green dinosaur, lime green. And where's that? There's the teal dinosaur. The teal dinosaur on your side. Oh, yes, the teal dinosaurs. Oh, and there's one on your sleeve here. Is there another teal dinosaur over on this sleeve? No. There's one down here. Teal dinosaurs are kind of few and far between. The lime green, even the lime green, the ones that seem to be the most dinosaurs on this little outfit of his seem to be the navy blue ones. So anyway, there's Sterling, all curled up, holding his teddy bear patches, and you can look at his handsome face while I tell you what else is going on in my world. Well, I was going to host Thanksgiving at my house, which Thanksgiving is a week from this Thursday. But my mother was afraid she wouldn't be able to do the steps and get up the steps here. In a nutshell, my dad is just getting too tired at 83 to try to host Thanksgiving. So I had said, well, we could still have it at your house. I had told him I would come over and I would clean the entire first floor. I'd even go upstairs and clean the second bathroom in case somebody needed to go up there, and that perhaps we could have everyone at their house. I told him, you just bring a side dish like you would if you were coming to my place, and I will prepare everything. We'll just do it at your house. That way it's easier on Mom. And, you can be a guest in your own home. And he wouldn't agree to it because he said, I still have the dog. And even at that, I still feel like I need to help with the cleanup, and I don't feel comfortable with you taking care of your house and working and then coming here. He said, it's too much for you. No. So I said, well, I don't know what to do because I was going to host it at my house. And he said, well, Mom and I probably just won't come. Well, my son and his girlfriend can't make it in. My sister and her husband decided they just wanted a quiet Thanksgiving, and they were going to stay home at their house this year and not go anywhere. And so I asked my daughter, and my daughter said she and her husband and my grandson would be more than happy to come. But when we were talking about it, and I told her that it was just going to be myself and them, Stephanie said, Mom, but I kind of want to see grandmother and grandpa too. And I said, I understand that, honey, but grandmother just doesn't feel like she could do the steps. And I explained everything. And I said, and I'm worried about Trip to at their house, not because he will touch anything or anything like that, because he's very good about, you tell him, no, honey, you can't touch that. It's a decoration. He will not touch it. But I'm afraid my mom and dad's dog is still very young, and though she knows me really well, when I come over now, within 5 minutes, she completely calms down, but she also knows I'm not going to pet her until she calms down. The problem is when there's brand new people in the house, which to her, Stephanie, Rich, and Trip would all be brand new. She will jump all over them and jump and jump and jump and jump, and Trip will not be able to be set down. That means his mom and dad have to hold him the whole time, because if they set him down, the dog is liable to jump on him and knock him over. And my dad never trained her not to do that. So I don't want my grandson growing up being afraid of dogs. Eventually Bella will get to the point that she won't jump. I work with her a little bit every time I'm over there, as I did today. But I'm not there every day, so it's not reinforced every day. At any rate. So, and Dad didn't want to have Thanksgiving, even if they didn't have the dog. It's too much for him. So anyway, I babysat so my daughter and son-in-law have decided that they will host Thanksgiving at their house. They are inviting everyone, but they're going to combine it because Stephanie said, Mom, you're going to have the exact same problem at Christmas time. And I said, I know. And she said, why don't we just combine Christmas and Thanksgiving together at one time? Because she said, Christmas Eve, I'm seeing Dad's side of the family. Christmas Day, we're going over to Rich's side. We usually try to get together in between Christmas and New Year's anyway. She said, so what if we just do it early this time instead of later? What if we celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day? And I said, but honey, I didn't want to put you out. I don't want you to have to host this. She said, Mom, that's not a problem. Just bring a couple dishes or bring a dish that you really want to make. Bring it along, and that'll take care of it. And Rich said, yeah, I like to cook. He said, I will do everything. And he said, actually, too, it would be a lot easier on me and Stephanie if we have it here, because all of Trip's toys are here. Everything is baby-proofed here. He's very comfortable. It'd just be better. It would be easier on us, actually, if you did come here. And he said, and we could call it Thanks, Miss. Like Thanksgiving and Christmas together. Call it Thanksmas. Or we could call it Chrisgiving. So anyway, and then he said to my daughter, okay, good, let's do that. And so Stephanie said, let me send a text message to grandmother and grandpa. Let me send a text message to my aunt and her husband, and we'll go from there. So that's what they did, and they're hosting it. And the rule is adults get no gifts. There's no Christmas gifts for the adults. Anybody who wants to bring Trip a Christmas present may. So I am bringing my grandson his Christmas presents, which are all here. I finished my shopping because that's all I had to buy for this year. Now I am getting something for my son and his girlfriend, but I will get that in December, and I may even wait and buy them a gift in January. I don't know. But at any rate, so my Christmas shopping is done. And yeah, that's going on. My grandson is now at 2 years and 4 months old, has decided that he doesn't need to take a nap. When I tried to put him down for his nap, he didn't want to go. And, I'm not his parent. Now, when it was my children, I would say, you don't have to nap. You can just play in your bed, and you can play with your toys and look at a book and just play quietly, and I'll come get you in a little while. And I used to do that, and I said, we're just going to have quiet time. You don't have to go to sleep. Well, with Michael, 9 times out of 10, he fell asleep. With Stephanie, 7 out of 10 times she fell asleep. She didn't always. And then I didn't ever keep him down for that long. I got him back up. But at any rate, so I tried that with my grandson. Well, with my kids, if they cried a little, you're the mom. You're pooped. You need the break. Well, I don't have to take care of my grandson every day. And I'm the Nona. So I put him down in his bed, and when he cried, and it sounded like his heart was broken and like someone was beating him, of course I had to go back in the room and pick him up. So Nona spoils him rotten. She picked him up. She's rocking him. She said, what am I going to do with you? How come you don't want to just play in your bed? I said, sweetheart, I love you, and you don't have to go to sleep. And he smiles, and he looks at me, and he says, because I like to be crazy. And then I was rocking him, and he says, Nona? And I said, what? He said, I don't like Nona anymore. And I said, why don't you like Nona? I said, you love me. I'm your Nona. And he said, no, I don't like her anymore. And I said, okay. And then anyway, we tried for about an hour and a half, and then I just gave up. And I said, what do you want to do? And he said, I want to color. I said, okay, let's go color. So we went and did other things. When my daughter got home from work, and then shortly thereafter, her husband, I said to them, Trip told me he doesn't like me anymore. And they said, oh, was it nap time? And I said, yes, why? And they said, because he tells us that every day when we're home. I don't like you anymore, Mommy, because she tries to put him down for a nap. And when Daddy's home, if Daddy tries to put him down for a nap, he says the same thing to Daddy. So they said, oh, that's normal. Anyway, then we talked and settled things for Thanksgiving or Thanksmas. We settled that. And my son-in-law says to my daughter, oh, does that mean that this weekend I can put the trees up? I can start putting up. And my daughter said, yes, if you want to put the tree up, go ahead. And he said, right on. Okay. And I said, what's this with the tree? And Stephanie said, well, every year, as soon as Halloween is over, he wants to put the tree up. And I always say, no, it can't go up until the day after Thanksgiving. So anyway, this year he gets to put the tree up because we're celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas, so he gets to do it before Thanksgiving. So he was quite thrilled. So it's all working out. But and then when I got ready to leave, I said, okay, Nona has to go home. She has to eat supper. And I said, I have really had fun with you today. I said that to my grandson. And I said, may Nona have a hug and a kiss. And he came over and he hugged me and he gave me a little kiss. And then he said, you don't have to go home, Nona. You can stay at my house. You can't stay here if you want to. And I said, oh, honey, I have to go. So then he said, okay. And then he said, Mommy, can I wave? And so Rich picked him up, my son-in-law, and his daddy picked him up, took him outside, and they watched me back down the driveway, and we had to wave because Trip wanted to wave. So I waved goodbye and went on home. And that's all that's going on in my world. And it looks like Thanksgiving week, I'm not going to be working that much unless they make me substitute a couple of days. But I don't know. Anyway, because my client's daughter is taking off. So anyway, that'll be good. I could kind of use a break. So I'm sort of getting a vacation maybe without asking. All right, that's my world. You've listened and I've rambled long enough. I'm going to let you go. I hope you enjoyed seeing precious little Sterling here because he is just a little doll, and we wish you, what do we wish them, Sterling? Sterling says, remember, no matter what you're going through, God loves you and he's always there for you. Bye-bye, Dolly friends. Mwah.